Please be sure to like and subscribe if you're enjoying the content here at the Madchester Insider. Thank you. A vile couple bagged up spice in front of their young son while ordering their other child to deal drugs for them. Zahara and Rafiq Jamadar were caught out by their own CCTV camera installed inside their home in Blackburn. The shocking footage shows the couple bagging up spice in front of their young son. Lancashire police said that they also used their 17-year-old son to deal drugs on their behalf. The pair have now been locked up following a hearing at Preston Crown Court. Zahara Jamadar, 47, was sentenced to more than 5 years in prison, while Rafiq Jamadar, 50, received a sentence of just under 5 years. The force said on X, formerly known as Twitter. The couple in this CCTV clip are Zahara and Rafiq Jamadar from Blackburn. They recorded themselves on their own video camera bagging spice in front of their young son, who was thankfully oblivious to what was going on. He has since been safeguarded. The footage also showed Zahara dealing in her own kitchen, retrieving drugs from on top of a bird cage while her child was sat on the sofa. The Jamadars used their own 17-year-old son to sell drugs on their behalf. They also exploited addicts to sell drugs on their behalf. Mobile phone evidence showed Zahara was also supplying crack cocaine and heroin. Zahara Jamadar, 47, of Higher Audley Street, Blackburn, pleaded guilty to conspiring to supply Class A and Class B drugs. She was jailed at Preston Crown Court for 5 years and 5 months. Rafiq Jamadar, 50, of Brunel Walk, Blackburn, pleaded guilty to conspiring to supply a Class B drug. He was jailed 4 years and 9 months. It began with a tip-off in a Lake District town better known for its boat trips and hiking. Detectives had got wind of a drug dealer in Bowness-on-Windermere, said to be selling some fairly serious amounts of cocaine.
Under arrest under conspiracy to supply Class A drugs. You do not have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you do not mention when questioned something which later on in court, anything you do say may be given in evidence.
Rhys Barnes, 31, was taking delivery of around 1 kilo of the Class A drug a month. And in a small town like Windermere, that was enough to attract attention. Described in court as a regional retailer, he would stash the drugs in a Lake's lockup before distributing them to his own network of street dealers across Cumbria. He was a decent-sized player to take off the streets, but once detectives began putting him under surveillance, they realized Barnes presented them with an opportunity to go even higher up the food chain. What they uncovered led to Cumbria's biggest ever drugs bust and took officers from the Northwest Regional Organised Crime Unit, NWWROSU, from Windermere, via Wigan, to the international drugs cartels of Dubai and Portugal.
Okay, stand by. We're just moving up behind him now.
Challenge in, mate, challenge in.
Challenge is in. Stand by. White male.
Over a 15-month-long
head,
operation
50
from March
glasses.
2022 to May last year, detectives unearthed an enormous drug-dealing network which saw up to 53 metres worth of cocaine trafficked throughout the UK. Undercover cops struck their first significant blow on February 4, 2023, when they watched courier Kane Turner hand over 1 kilo of coke to Barnes in Windermere. Barnes was arrested in possession of the drugs. Turner was then stopped by police as he made his way back to Greater Manchester and found with $30,000 in the car. On that day alone, it's thought he delivered 23 kilos of coke across the UK. The arrests allowed detectives to seize their phones, and that meant they could amass a mammoth amount of detailed evidence including damning WhatsApp group message chats, which showed 10 men, most from the Greater Manchester area, had each been vital cogs in a huge criminal cocaine supply wheel. In May last year, police intercepted courier Anthony Warhurst on the M6 as he was making his way back from collecting a cocaine shipment that had arrived by boat from the Netherlands into the port of Harwich in Essex. In the boot of the Volvo estate, barely hidden under 2 coats and stuffed inside in 2 boxes and a bag, was 50 kilos of cocaine. It was the surest sign, yet they were onto something big. In total, police estimate around 300 kilos of high-purity cocaine was moved by highly trusted criminal couriers. The drugs were warehoused and then distributed to towns and cities across the UK, including Cumbria, Hexham, Newcastle, South Wales, and into Scotland. The enormous network was described as Amazon-style in its organisation and sophistication. Heading up one OGC was Simon Buller, 45, of Freshfield Avenue, Atherton, Wigan, and Andrew Stevens, 41, of Eastfield Drive, Golborne, near Wigan. Buller was also associated with a second OCG in Lancashire. Darryl Preston, 36, of Hampson Street, Atherton, also played a leading role and was an associate of Scott Owen, 33, of Salisbury Way, Tildesley, who facilitated cocaine supply and had contacts abroad. Those at the top of the criminal tree had contact with cartels in Dubai and also high-level individuals in Portugal. Det Chief Supt Ian Whitehead, head of the Enduroque, the gang's leaders, as the controlling minds of the operation. He added, "In terms of supply in the UK, some of these individuals were at the top of the food chain. The impact will be felt not just within the northwest, but will ultimately disrupt the supply of cocaine across the UK." Despite the network extending the length and breadth of the country and across international borders, Det Chief Supt Ian Whitehead said the benefit of the bust will be felt most keenly at a local level. Often the focus is on the lucrative nature of dealing drugs at that level, but actually the impact is it increases crime and violence in neighbourhoods and the exploitation of vulnerable people and children around serious and organised crime, he said. Actually, these individuals who operate at the level are responsible for the misery caused in communities at a local level. Yes, they are operating nationally and internationally and making lots of money and selling lots of drugs. But actually, what that leads to is serious violence, young people being drawn into serious and organised crime, often being criminally and sexually exploited. But it doesn't stop there. Police here in the UK are now working with forces abroad in an attempt to go even higher up the chain. We know there are other individuals involved, and we have a number of ongoing investigations, said Det Chief Supt Whitehead. Some of these individuals are perceived as untouchable, but we will relentlessly pursue them. Our job is to make sure they are brought to justice.